Let's talk about the president's health now and welcome in host of No Spin News, Bill O'Reilly. He's also the author of the new book, Killing Crazy Horse, The Merciless Indian Wars in America. Bill, great to see you again. Thanks for coming back on.
Thanks for having me, John. How you doing?
I am doing well, and but not as well as the president, apparently. He seems like he's on the mend, got his color back, and he's talking about getting back out on the campaign trail, at least in a virtual form. You know President Trump better than most people. You talk to him a lot for your book you wrote on him. When you see these videos of the president, what is your assessment of where he stands right now in his fight against this disease?
Well, if he loses the election on November 3rd, it'll be because of COVID. Because President Trump had a robust economy going on, and then COVID just derailed the whole thing and threw the country into chaos, and we're still there. A lot of people are afraid. A lot of people don't know what to do, and they're tired of being told to wear a mask and not do this and not do that. So it's tough for an incumbent in that kind of a situation to continue. So what President Trump has to do now, and I think he's trying to do it, is say, okay, now I got this disease, a lot more personal than it used to be, and here's my vision for you. And he'll have to spell that out in the next debate and his political commercials. I don't know if it's going to work or not.
Yeah, well, we guess there's not going to be a second debate. Apparently there's still going to be a third debate if his health improves. What does President Trump need to accomplish? We were just talking about the fact that, Senator Harris, Vice President Biden, they refuse to answer some of the most important questions about packing the court, fracking, things like that. We need this third debate if anyone's going to get these questions answered. Can President Trump get them answered?
Yeah, I think there's going to be some kind of compromise on the debate front. I can't imagine that they're going to dump it now. Whether there's one or two more, I don't know if that really matters. President Trump's got one more chance to make a case to the American people that he'll keep America traditional and the economy will surge back once a vaccine kicks in. That's pretty much what it is. There's no question the Biden-Harris team is radical left. And I don't say that with any kind of ideological bent. Mm-hmm. They are.
Right.
When you would answer a question about changing the Supreme Court from a judicial body to a political body, which means everybody's rights would be in danger. Everybody.
Yep.
When you will not answer that question, the answer is clear, as Mike Pence said. You are going to stack the court.
Right.
So then it becomes not a vote between Biden and Trump. It's a vote between, do you like America the way it is, or do you want a totally socialistic far-left country, because that's what we're going to try to give you.
What do you see when you look at the polls? Now, you can do the historical comparison. At the similar point at this time in the election last time, of course, it was after the Access Hollywood tape, but President Trump had a 14-point deficit to Hillary Clinton back then. Can President Trump come back like he did in 2016?
Yes, because the support for Joe Biden is thin. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, how many people run around going, oh, I got to have Joe Biden as president?
Not many.
Got to have him. Yeah. I mean, there's nobody there. It's basically a hate Trump, love Trump vote. But, with the component of if you do vote for Biden-Harris, you're going to get a far left agenda that's going to really impact you personally. I don't think most Americans understand how much they're going to be impacted if these people take over.
Well, they got a taste of it.
As Donald Trump is concerned.
Yeah, they got a taste of it with the looting and the violence we saw in places like, Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Got a little taste of it.
Yeah.
And those of us who live in places like New York City, where I live, that city has collapsed. Seattle's collapsed. Portland, Oregon's collapsed. San Francisco's collapsed. Chicago. These were all run by far-left people. Mm-hmm. And that's the vision that Kamala Harris in particular has for the whole country. She's not disturbed about the lack of law and order in the major cities or the
No, in fact, she encourages
Portland, Oregon. She's not disturbed.
Right.
I don't know about that.
Well, she supported that Minneapolis Freedom Fund, which we know, now has paid for bail for, accused rapists and other folks, not just looters, and she hasn't, I think, rescinded her support. But I see your point, and they need to be clear about where they stand. Let's spend the last couple of minutes we have here, Bill, talking about your great new book, Killing Crazy Horse, The Merciless Indian Wars in America. This is such a fascinating part of our history that often gets overlooked because it came after the Civil War, but the characters involved here, Crazy Horse, General Custer. Talk to us about the book and why this was picked to be your next book in the series.
All right. First of all, the book has gotten off to an unbelievable start. We've sold about 300,000 copies in a month, which shows me there's a hunger to know about your country. So in school, you're not going to learn about Native American wars. You're not. How many people know 77 years of constant warfare between Native Americans and the U.S. government? 77 years. All right. So the reason you won't learn about it in school is because if you say something that's not politically correct, you can get fired, cancel culture.
Yep.
So the teachers are going, oh, I don't want to touch this. So you go from Revolutionary War to Civil War to Teddy Roosevelt. Well, wait a minute. What happened? How did we get from Boston to San Francisco? And that's what Killing Crazy Horse is all about. How the expansion west collided with the Native American tribes. Who were the heroes? Who were the villains? It's not black and white.
No.
Tell you the truth. And the book will keep you up nights. I mean, that's the way we write history. The Killing series, John, the most successful nonfiction book series of all time. 17 million copies of my books in print.
Well, we would expect nothing less from you, Bill O'Reilly. Great to talk to you as always. Get the new book. It is out now, Killing Crazy Horse by Bill O'Reilly. Martin Dugard, of course, is your co-author as well.
You can give Dugard front run. He's the best researcher in the world.
Yes.
I appreciate being on, John. Stay well.
All right, and go Braves. Tell your friend Nick Markakis that anyone who runs on him is a fool. Great play you had yesterday. We'll see you, Bill. We'll have you back to talk baseball, too, hopefully. All right, thanks to Bill O'Reilly there. Well,
you just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest-growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them. Tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.